right.
Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Terminal.
Terminal.
Last time,
I don't know why you're still listening to us if you are, but thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Terminal.
Last time, our heroes finally defeated the Mad Rasputin, and, well, they're gonna put him away. And met two other heroes, but the outcome that is not where we're going to be starting today.
Well, you forgot the most important thing that happened last session. We didn't make the headlines because apparently well, I dropped off a bomb in City Hall with the hopes of it being disarmed, and they took offense to that.
Yes.
Because I thought we were on the same team trying to do good, and they were just like, no, you dropped off a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And they've gotten a look at all of our faces in costume now.
Indeed. That is, in fact, the most important thing. So we're going to start actually with probably the next day or so. We're with the Boogeyman. For where would you be? As either, depends on if, probably as Rocco right now, but...
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm not...
Yeah.
Boogeyman probably went out and, beat up some criminals to feel a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Did the dark Batman thing of, okay, I'm in a bad mood, let's take it out on scum.
Yep.
I think the next day... Izzy, do we think it's time for a scene?
I mean, if you want it, sure.
I think it's probably time for the scene, because I don't think I should see you again before this scene happens.
Okay, that's fine.
I think you once again, Izzy, on your magic train radar, see me at the cemetery.
Okay. So, seeing you at the cemetery, well, at some point during your visit, you're just going to notice that there's a presence that walks up behind you.
Yeah, so what you walk up to see, by the way, is me as Rocco, standing by a gravestone.
Mm-hmm.
That there seems to be a fresh bouquet of flowers that has been put there. I need an appropriate flower for this.
Forget-me-nots. No?
No. Someone give me a good flower. What's a good flower?
I am the wrong person to ask for this. Sean, how's your symbolism?
I don't know. I have to look up flower symbolism anytime.
Let's see. Carnations, chrysanthemums, lilies,
Hyacinth.
orchid.
I mean, I could just be very appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Grave lilies.
Grave lilies.
Yep.
I mean, go for puns, always.
It's a real flower. It's a real flower.
No, but I feel like there's a pun related to that, with the, or not pun, but being a little too on the nose, which is just what comic books are. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,
all right. So you see that my back is turned. I don't acknowledge you if you come up, but I'm looking at this gravestone with these grave lilies that, again, look pretty obviously freshly put there.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to hear the presence slowly get closer to you, and you're going to hear, well, my voice saying, you know, the first time I noticed you come by this cemetery, I thought that maybe you were checking on your own grave, seeing if someone had defiled it. The next time, I saw you stop by and pick up some flowers, and I thought, no, you're an Italian boy, and not to sound stereotypical, but I figured you were visiting one of your parents, like you're saying goodbye to your mom. But you come here a lot, and I'll be honest, I got curious. and I need to know.
Well,
And
I'll clear one thing up for you. I don't have a grave of my own. I'm officially more of a missing persons, though nobody cared enough to have that stick. There is no gravestone for me.
well, I I think everybody deserves that so they can rest in peace.
When
But
I'm
I
ready
need,
to rest, maybe. It's funny, George. They were her favorites. It's kind of ironic now that everything that's happened, me giving grave lilies. But it's what she liked when she was alive.
what kind of a relationship did you two have?
She was my wife.
She bring out the best in you?
I like to think so.
Look,
I was going to leave the mob for her, the mafia for her. Had it all set up and everything.
but did they get to you first or her?
No, she died. Actually, I never. Hold on, I need to look up some of my backstory. Give me a minute. Ooh, wait a minute. That might have written this by accident, but sorry to pause us for a sec. I realized an interesting detail here. Oh, this is exceptionally interesting. So, Nick, do you remember this in my backstory? This is a really interesting hook. I didn't even think of when writing this.
Oh, which one?
It'll come out right now. Yeah, no, I'm back in character now, sorry.
Yeah.
She died in an accident. Runaway train car.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
It's not your fault, brass hat. What is the fault is I wasn't there to help her. I wasn't there to save her. And I should have been.
Well, I have to know then. Is she the reason you do this? Is she what gives you your will to continue on?
Part of it. She was everything to me. She made my life better. You gotta understand, George. I didn't grow up with things like hope and good things in my life. I was an urchin on the street. My parents died when I was just a little kid, and I had to fend for myself. You ever ask why someone would join the mafia?
I assumed they were part of the family or grew up into it.
Not everyone. I wasn't part of the family originally, but I was tough. I did it to survive. Because it was that or Jimmy the Shark was going to peel my head off my torso.
How old were you when you joined?
12.
12-year-old shouldn't be joining you. You should have been out playing.
I was surviving, George. I was trying to make sure I didn't starve on the street. Like a lot of other kids my age. In some ways, I got lucky. Didn't have to worry about being hungry or fighting over stupid territorial disputes with other kids. But it had a different cost. And really, at the time, I would have died for them. They were my family. Till I met Emily. Funny. I was supposed to kill her father. But I couldn't do it. Not after I met her. She made me more legitimate. I was working to get out. I was. I almost had it worked out. I would, me and her, we'd just disappear, and I'd be free. Live a legit life, get a job doing, I don't know, whatever normal folks do. Didn't quite work out that way.
No. For what it's worth, I I think I understand why you do things the way you do things. I mean, the past 24 hours have been, if nothing else, a little eye-opening for me. And especially seeing you here with...
You want to know, too, why I get so mad when you act the way you do like that, George? Some of that's past experience. You ever wonder how I died?
I didn't think it was polite to ask.
It wasn't. But I'll tell you. Because the guy who put a bullet in my brain was my best friend. The guy I trusted. The guy that brought me up in the mafia with him. The guy that I trusted my plan to get out to. The guy who's currently second in charge of the mafia.
Did he shoot you because you were trying to get out?
I think so. I think he wasn't willing to let me go. We used to run in the same gang when we were kids. He's part of why I joined the gang. He was the brains to my brawn, you know?
Mm.
Dang good at it, too. Probably why I'm still alive, if I have to be honest. Or was alive. Till he took care of that. I trusted him. Completely. I trusted him with my plan, with my life. He was my brother. And he pulled a bullet in my brain and left me into the river to sink with the fishes. And I was dead when my wife needed me the most. By the time I realized what had happened, it was too late. And she was gone. And I pull out a coin from my pack, and there was no magical coin trick to bring her back like with me.
Rocco, I'm sorry. Again, if the past day has taught me anything, it's the ones that are the closest to us tend to hurt us the most. And you see me just kind of like roll my shoulder a little bit.
Yeah.
I've got my arm in a sling.
That's why I've been very wary. Why I keep warning you. You gotta be very careful who you trust in this city, George. Days I feel like you shouldn't even trust me. Or any of us. But we do what we gotta do.
Rocco, we were brought together for a reason. We've got different methods, but we have the same goal to make this city better. Now, again, I don't claim to have as much experience doing this as the rest of you. I've tried doing things my way. Trying to keep us, working within the confines of the law, but clearly, the law just doesn't want to have anything to do with us. And if it's the option between doing things by the letter of the law or doing good and helping others, I'll choose doing good and helping others.
Appreciate it, George. You're a good man. Even if I think you're a little naive sometime, you got a good heart. Don't let someone step on it, okay?
I'll try. And thank you. and I'm actually going to reach into my back pocket. When I'm out of costume, by the way, I wear a flannel shirt and a pair of overalls. Like, I look very lower to middle class and kind of scruffy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
I'm going to reach into my back pocket and pull out a single forget-me-not and just add it to the tombstone.
Oh, something you see, because if you're definitely adding to the tombstone, you'll notice something.
Yep.
I'm going to type the name on the tombstone
Okay.
into, I think general will make sense for this.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
general
was
makes sense.
I was going to ask what the name was in character, like what we read, but you kind of gave us that anyway. So
Well, no. Well, that's what I'm saying. Give me a minute.
okay. So it doesn't say Emily.
It does say Emily.
Okay. It's the last name begin with the letter F.
That's the name on the tombstone.
Okay. Well, the first thing I'm noticing is that doesn't match your last name.
It does not. That's correct.
So,
If you up to you if you bring this up in character or not.
yeah. Well,
I'm not saying anything.
yeah, you did say wife, so I'm going to mention it. I have to ask, were you both married in secret?
No. She had my last name. But that man died. And that name died with him. I'm Rocco now. And that's what matters. Rocco Marcelli.
Well, Rocco Marcelli, I'm glad to know you now, but part of me wishes I knew the man who was strong enough to want to leave the mob for the love of his life back then. And maybe someday you'll be willing to talk a little bit more about that and let me get to know that man as well.
That man wasn't a very good person, all things considered, George. He was getting better, but he did some terrible things. Truly, truly terrible things. Some ways it's better that he's dead.
You can't judge a person solely by their past actions without considering the intentions in their heart.
Yeah.
And you've changed. And that's what's important.
But I'll tell you something else, though. My friend is still out there and he's very dangerous. Like I said, he's the one we're playing chess with when it comes to the Mafia. He's the one that's second in charge, despite not being directly in the family. He's very good at convincing people.
Well, again, I know something about needing to watch out for the ones that are close for you. We'll say again, rolling my shoulder a little bit. And I will look at you and say, but if your friend is a master at playing chess and we need to outplay him, we may need to talk about trying to change the game a little bit.
I'm open to ideas. Like I said, he was always the brains, and I could never think him or talk him. Just clock him if he needed it.
Well, you're not alone anymore.
Yeah. Come on. Cemeteries are kind of depressing. Why don't we head back to the bar?
Yeah. And as we leave the cemetery, you're going to notice I don't pull out my whistle. I just kind of let us, walk back.
Yeah.
There's kind of a piece to it. And on the way back, I'm going to be like, by the way, Rocco, I have a request.
Sure.
I can't really head home like this, I say, gesturing at my arm. Would it be okay if I stayed at the bar for a couple of nights? I'm willing to work for my keep.
Sure. Sounds good, George. Whatever you feel like you can do.
I appreciate it.
let's get back there to see what before good spirits drinks the whole place dry.
Wow. You really need to keep your stuff under lock and key when he's around.
Oh, you think that would keep him out, please?
Right. And we head back.
Yep.
And just to specify, Wex, in case I hadn't made it clear, my arm is in a sling.
Right.
Reason for that, I think you would know. That's where I was hit by the gunshots the previous day. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, I suspect something, but you'll tell me when you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
I don't pry.
Mhm. All right. So we go to cut to the bar. Good Spirits is doing what good spirits do.
Yeah, would this be... This would be before we meet up with the other two vigilantes, correct?
Yep.
Yep. And
Yeah.
we'll show up. We were probably out like during the day, so it's probably afternoon by the time we all show up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. He will have guests gotten into the good liquor, and also at this point probably somewhere found an instrument to start playing.
Oh boy. What kind of a shanty are you singing?
Mhm.
Oh my! I just realized, Sean, you're literally lackadaisy. You're literally just
know-
lackadaisy.
Yeah.
You know, not wrong.
Freaking cat with an instrument at a bar. You're just lackadaisy.
He kind of is.
Stating it in a language that none of you speak.
This is no different than the actual comic. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
Rocky may as well talk in tongues.
speaking of, Tom, have you had a chance to translate more of the manual for me?
Yeah. And I am going to give you a thing of a note about a warning about the mushroom fairy circles.
Mushroom. Wait, what about mushroom fairy circles?
The things of like, with the mushroom circles being a fairy circle, about how you should avoid stepping into them.
Gonna, I'm gonna reach into my back pocket with my one good arm, pull out my notepad, and grab a pen and just do not step into mushroom circles. Parentheses fairies? Question mark.
I'm like, hey George, can you grab there's a box in the back room. I gotta restock the counter. Can you go grab it quick?
Yeah, sure.
As you leave, and once you're out of sight, I turn to you, Sean. How long are you gonna keep stringing them along?
At this point, it's gonna run all humor that can be milked from it is gonna run its course soon.
He's literally gonna believe anything you say. You know that, right?
I mean, I haven't told him anything false yet.
I shrug. Not
Just
my business.
might not be 100% the things in the book. Besides, I need more. My Latin's a little rusty. It was really only used for trade, and we didn't really deal with the traders that much, so it's taking me time to go through this, anyways.
Fair enough. You think it's something important?
Depends. It has a lot in here, but how much of it is stuff that he can actually use at the moment is another thing that I'm unsure of.
Hmm. Well, George seems to think it's pretty important. Not that I really get a lot of his train magic stuff. What type of magic is that, by the way? Like, where's it come from? Is he like?
That I'm not 100% sure yet, but
I mean, is this stuff kind of like your like fairy stuff?
uh, different. My stuff. So you could consider the Fey realm like one realm.
All right.
and this Mortal Realm another. There's the thing with, and then there's a lot of stuff that can interact that's kind of here but not. It's why there's probably going to be a lot more weird stuff continuing, since the veil here is especially weak. It's easy to cross over or to create things, hence also seeing potentially more spirits and stuff like that here. But this seems a lot less tied to one realm as it is kind of related to dealing with all of them.
Hmm. Well, because like I don't know, I'm a little curious to see what the deal with George is. I mean, honestly, it reads almost with the way he tells it, it's almost like it's something out of like a kid's book, you know?
Yeah, well, I'll say what I found so far is mostly a lot of constructs and how to deal with things, which me talking about about some old traditions isn't necessarily what the book has, but isn't too far off from what some of the things talk about.
Hmm. Well, if it's something actually relevant, just let him know, okay?
Of course.
Figure at
Um,
this point, George probably comes back out.
I actually, one quick question for you, X.
Yeah.
If I had asked you where your wife died, would you tell me? Or
Yes.
would you not know?
No,
Okay.
absolutely. Because I realized this, for reasons and backstory, this could be a very interesting hook for you that I didn't even think of when writing it.
Yeah, no.
Because she died by train.
Mm-hmm. Where did she die by? Or
I I mean I do
you
not have a specific place,
okay,
just
okay. You
X
tell me.
location.
Okay. Nick, while I'm in the back room looking for the box, I'm going to find it. I'm going to look at the box for a second, pull out my whistle, and blow into it, and I'm going to summon a train.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that and Nick, you know what I kind of put as like the secret information my character doesn't know, right?
Let me just double check your backstory about that.
I will put a thing in for you just so you know because this may be very relevant.
Yeah.
Please do.
Nick, I'm just going to I'm just gonna summon Thomas, and I'm gonna be like, Thomas, I have a inquiry for you. Um, could you ask Mr. Station Master for all of the logs, and I'm going to tell him the date that was on the tombstone, the date that Emily died, to see if there was any train activity, and then list the location. I would like all manifests and train tickets to see who, if there was anyone traveling in that zone, and if so, who was responsible for calling those trains. Do I need to make an overcome for this, or is this just something I can do?
This is just something you can do. That information will be coming back to you later.
That's fine. It's perfectly fine. Um, Follow-up question, because I would know this now in and out of character. Wex, how long ago were... I'm assuming you and your wife both died within the past 2 years?
No, try
No.
like the past 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, this has been a while. It's been
Oh,
about 5 years, I think, since my death.
okay, and I would know that because of the date on the tombstone, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, okay. Um, oh, that leads to problems. Because, Nick, you dropped the hint that the train's been kind of, the train line's been running crazy for the past 7 years.
Boy, has it.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay.
Don't worry, Izzy. George is new at this.
I'm aware that I am well aware that any job you have to inherit problems. I'm not stupid. Okay. After I do this, George will pick up the box and wander back to the front. And what's in here anyway? I'm gonna like start opening it up. Is it liquor?
It's liquor. It's definitely liquor.
Well, this
I
won't
said,
do.
I said I need to restock.
Yeah, I'm going to grab a bottle, toss it up in the air. While it's airborne, toss 2 more up. Catch them, flip them around behind the back, and then immediately drop them to their exact spot in the shelves where, based off of their price point, how high up on the wall they go.
Sorry, what I was reading something. What'd you do?
Grab a bottle out of the box, toss it up in the air. While it's airborne, toss 2 more up, and then as they're coming down, kind of like slide it around the bar, and then do a quick hand flip, and they're just going to kind of spin backwards and land right where they need to on, the shelves.
And this is out in the open where I can see you.
Oh yeah, you're probably if you were busy out of character, you might have just like missed this, and like all of them are like perfectly restocked in a matter of like
Actually,
30
I think it's way funnier if we just miss this happening, then I just turn around and it's restocked.
Yeah.
That's so much funnier.
Oh, hey George. Wow, that was quick.
It's a simple part of the job.
What? You're offering to be my barman now?
I mean, I did say I would be willing to work for room and board.
Yeah,
I just will not handle the money.
Yeah, but as have you told us you were a barman, like a bartender?
No.
Yeah, but
I mean, he's mixed drinks before.
yeah, but like as bartender, you?
I'm confident I can work my way around the bar. Just
Look, you want to try it? Be my guest.
okay. Thanks. I'll say, and I'll kind of dust myself off, and I'll head.
Look, you don't want to take the money. That's fine. Just have him put it on tab, or have Lenny collect it. You good with that, Lenny?
Lenny gives you a thumbs up.
Okay. What time do you usually get busy at?
I mean, business. I usually start picking up around 5, 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And what time is it now, Nick?
Probably about 2.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm gonna say I'll take a rag and I'll just start like wiping down the bar, making sure it's nice and clean. It looks kind of like concerning because I'm doing it like with one arm and I'm doing it like with extra force, just to get some like very rough stains and like sticky spots like cleaned up.
George is a professional.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently. All right. Well, so actually, I'll turn you. So Tom, were you able to set up a meeting with those 2 guys we ran into?
So for amusement, I think that would be the thing of like, yeah, it's like need to of the got yeah, I can still make that in time.
When
You
will
broke
we-
up in the middle of that.
Sorry, I think for amusement's sake, it is going to be.
Did anybody get that?
I think you
I
cut
did
out
not.
again.
Just like, put back on hat, set things down, and be like, okay, shoot, need to run to the park.
Okay, so the answer is you need to run right now because good spirits is good at time.
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean,
All right. Look.
is it that surprising he wouldn't be paying too much attention to the time?
All right. I sigh a little. I'm like, all right. Lenny, you good with the bar for a minute?
Lenny's got a boss.
All right.
Which
George,
yeah,
I think
which
we'll
part?
be needing. I think we need to catch a train.
Right this way. I'm gonna say, gesturing to the back room.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we step in, there's just a rush of wind, and we're just gone and on the train.
Yep. And I think all of us have like fairly quick change costume abilities.
Did you just ask him to like meet you in some random gazebo in a park?
Probably.
I mean, yeah, it's somewhere out. It's somewhere that a group of strange people can meet without like it would be at the edges, like away from anything else. So like something can get to, but not going to be completely eye-catching. Something that is public and separated from where any of us work or live.
Mm-hmm.
Hello,
Yep.
littlest one. Are you running away from mommy?
Aw.
Yeah, because you got to go to bed soon. Yeah,
Is
you
it
do.
Babu time?
Yeah, I bet mommy's going to come find you soon. Mommy's in the living room, right? Mm-hmm. Daddy's playing his game right now. Do you want to play it too? Or just listen? Okay.
All right. So, waiting at the park, you see. Yep. Professor Gamma and Dr. Oda still in costume. Gamma is checking his watch. Looks up, is like, "Oh, you're a bit late, but you showed up."
Yeah, sorry about that. Keeping track of time isn't everyone's strong suit in our group. But I think we should give proper introductions now, since things were a little heated last time. So again, thanks for your help. We're known as Terminal.
Both not that. We should be thanking you for the help. Taking him down would not have been easy otherwise.
Yeah, we've tussled with that guy before. It's a pain in the ass fighting someone like that. But yeah, I'm proper introductions. I'm the boogeyman. This is Good Spirits and Mr. Conductor.
I'm just going to give a stern nod of the head and not say
Good to
anything.
meet you. We'll shake hands vigorously, and then after that go. So, why do you think that magic isn't real?
Your father to escape me.
You just see Gamma sigh and pinch the bridge of his nose while Iona pipes up. "Oh, well, very simple. I mean, magic is the idea that something cannot be understood. It very clearly can be understood."
So your complaint. So your complaint is based on terminology, not that it doesn't exist. Okay. That's
yes,
less
exactly.
bad, but I feel like several would get mad with you stating that it doesn't exist for that reason.
Right, like there's a difference. There's charlatans who do things like this. She pulls out a deck of cards and does a very simple sleight of hand card trick that they call magic. Obviously fake. There's just a simple manipulation of the cards in order to pull it off. That thing you do.
Which means that you understand how that works as well, so why would you call that one magic?
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. It's fake. It's not real. Same as whatever you guys do. It's all physical laws that can be manipulated.
I mean, I'm not sure it's a physical law since they tie into other things, but like, yeah, there's the thing, like, there's this one trick of mine, but in all honesty, it does, which I will throw out a bottle and summon a spirit. But I'll admit that there's a little bit of smoke and mirror to that as well. And I will have the alcohol then just drop, and there being like a ghostly figure there instead.
She's just gonna pull her very fancy goggles down. It's like, okay, all right. Honestly, she is sitting there muttering technobabble to herself that none of you understand.
Because Foundry's not here.
I mean, I can go back with the thing of just like, oh, this works off of like the thing of it's pulling things from the spiritual realm through this.
Yeah, basically, it's like, no, she's more like, okay, so what this is, phase, probably what, 0.4 out of phase. All right, not
I
sure.
imagine
type
Sean, you're
of-
saying things like, "I'm like, oh, and this is because of the compact with the green, like with the good green spirit or something like that."
Yeah,
Well,
like,
yeah, a little bit of that though. Most of the magic I use is through my own, not through contracts
Right.
with others. Not really one for making a lot. Don't really have a lot of other Fae in my corner.
Right. Easy explanation. Okay, so 7th dimension. Got it. That's what the source of energy is.
I mean, yeah, all of the different magical creatures and their powers pull on from different realms, but if you're just saying that there's 7,
No,
there's a
no, no, no,
lot
no, no.
more, which I'll list off: Fey realms, realms of the dead, and various other things. And I will go at one point and pull out Mr. Conductor's book and just like list off a ton of the realms that exist
And she's
from
just going
there.
to make a number for several of those. A few others like, okay, haven't counted that one yet. Good to know. Is it higher or lower than?
Look, none of these count as higher or lower. They just exist separate. They're both here and not here.
Okay, right, but in dimensional mapping, there are different vector. Oh, never mind. You don't know that math. Okay. What's the nearest one, like physically? This is how that conversation goes.
So before
Uh,
good,
yes, go, Izzy.
I was gonna say before you like start having this, as you guys start this conversation before you tear out the book, Mr. Conductor is just gonna kind of like go and wander off for a minute and attempt to purchase a hamburger from a local vendor, Nick, and
Uh,
try feeding a bunch of stray animals that are in the area while you are having this argument because that's
I really wanted you to be. Damn it! I was really wanted you to be there for the referencing things from your book. That way you could question it, and I'm just like, all right, here. These are the annotations I've worked through, and pass it back to you.
I mean, I could come up at the end and I'm like, I'm sorry, did you say something about the book?
Oh yeah, it lists off a lot of the other. It lists off what I think all the other realms that I know of, and a couple I was much less familiar with. Has a lot of notes on them, and I'll toss you back to the book, which has some like annotated notes added for me. I haven't
And
finished translating it all. Latin's rusty.
I'm going to look at it. I'm going to assume the notes are annotated in Gaelic.
There probably are some, but there are probably some that are just in English of the. Oh right.
I'd imagine there's a few that are in Gaelic for good spirits doesn't know if English has a word for this.
Yeah, like a lot of the stuff that has to do with magic of just the thing of like, yeah, you guys don't have a word for this.
Wait, you wrote? I don't know if you were allowed to write in this book. I'm going to say,
I
is that
had, I, in all honesty, I was thinking with annotated notes, post-it notes, but I'm also realizing I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
Yeah,
those exist.
you probably just wrote in the margins.
I'm just like, oh, Mr. Station Master is not going to be happy about this. I'm going to say as I start flipping.
Okay, we are 60 years too early for post-it notes.
Yep.
Yes. I'm just going to be like, oh dear. I'm going to like try tucking the book into my like arm, and I'm like, oh, it hurts because my arm still has that bullet wound in it. So I'm just like, you know what? Just hold on to this for a little longer. I'm going to say, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Okay.
I'm just like,
Oh yeah, do you have any desire to like build another line to at any point?
where would I even go to? I thought we already had a ton of lines.
Well, like I guess if you wanted a better, more direct line to any of the other realms, that's something you could do. Or I don't really know what the limit of your lines are, but there's rules on how you make more of them.
Wait, I can go to other realms?
Yeah.
I mean, your trains do seem to be able to go anywhere.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
thought
and you even have payment notes on it, though. You really need to update your currencies and your because a few of these haven't been updated in a while. No one uses it like I have a couple of those coins, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to run into many people that still have them.
what coins?
Like, I think probably the big one is, was it Roman Spiria? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Drachma?
Like, look, I'm pretty sure no one has Roman quadrants.
Yeah.
I'm just going to look at you and look back at the book. and just be like, oh boy. Like I'm lost. I know
Like,
like Mr. Conductor understands that is ancient money, and I'm like, okay. Like, have I have been mostly giving people rides because I think they, need them or deserve them, and have not been like charging the people who I've been, ushering out of, harm's way. Dude,
well, I mean, like, a lot of the prices that I'm pointing to are for not being moved around the city, but, like, if you want to take someone to, like, the land of the dead or the land of the fae.
I'm going to pull out my notepad again and just be
I,
like,
I,
oh,
I perk up. I'm like, wait, the land of the dead's a place that can be visited.
Well,
It's
depends
very expensive.
Land of Dead, and I'm gonna just put like $5 signs. Land of
You
Fae.
go.
I'm going to look at it and just be like, how expensive is it to get the Land of the Fae?
That one has a very long list of annotations depending on where in it you're going to.
And we lost someone.
We lost John.
And he's back.
Sorry about that. I do not know what happened, but everything kind of died for me for a second.
I was gonna say, the Fey realms are incredibly complex, and this is the part that Good Spirits actually is having trouble translating because, like, oh no, some Fey Lord wrote a very complex rule about how going to his realm costs. Like, it depends
Yeah.
a lot on where you're going, who you're going with. There's a lot of arcane bullshit in how to price that.
Yeah, and none of these guys are great at updating their stuff. Like, they've taken the policy of kind of like, okay, yep, we're just going to all isolate, so...
Well, what about our realm here? What is travel from one point here to another point?
Does it list that, Nick?
Oh, that one is entirely up to the conductor.
Yeah, that one is conductor discretion. Intra-realm travel is that, or... Is intro the right one?
No, travel on Earth is that.
Sorry, I was trying to say travel within the same place.
That's not true, though.
Oh, just travel on Earth. Okay. Yeah, travel on Earth. Travel within on Earth is up to your discretion.
Oh, okay. And that's for people and for animals, because I've been noticing that there's a lot of stuff in there about strays.
Oh, the stray stuff was was added. I don't think there's even notes on this about the strays in the book.
I'm just going to look at you and look back over at, the animals that are like eating, and I'm like,
Hey guys, I will be right back. Sorry.
that was 2 weeks of me working in the shops worth of money. I say as like a bunch of like cats and dogs are like eating a bunch of hamburgers that I left out as an offering for them.
And they and associated spirits are happy with this offering.
I'm just going to look at you, look back at the food, look down at my little collection of notes, and just be like, I don't even, like, just shake my head and put it back in my pocket because I don't actually know which of those is legit anymore.
The book is actually legit.
Yes, but I still, I don't speak most of the book still. I have some annotations. I'm assuming you did not fully translate every single page. I'm assuming I have like maybe a chapter semi-translated.
Yeah, that chapter and probably you get chapter headings translated.
Okay, I'm just gonna be like, okay, thank you. Just gonna say it. I'm just gonna, out of character, Sean. You just should have left me on the book for longer.
It got brought up of how long I was going to leave you out on this. And it is the thing of, like, had the perfect point of pulling it out when talking to the scientists. Of that seemed more... It didn't seem like there'd be a more amusing point to bring up.
Fair. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
Meanwhile,
like-
the two scientists are just taking notes through all this, and they're just going, okay, a bit more is making sense now.
I will also at one point probably both stop to talk to one of the other animals and potentially, if the argument gets intense, turn into a cat to talk with it before shifting back. Because I also just want to, well, there's a thing of I could keep some of this stuff secret, don't particularly care at the moment, and also want to mess with them.
Yeah, and that's going to get like a 5-minute digression on wondering, okay, but where does all the other mass go? Because you obviously have the weight of a cat then.
You should just jump into their arms at that point.
Yeah, I'll jump into arms at that point of like, yeah, weight is.
So look, we've been talking a lot about us. So what's all your deal exactly? Like, you some scientists who look into magic?
Gamma's doing this while Oda's continuing to be distracted by the cat. He just
That's
goes,
fair.
trying to improve things in the city. Trying to stop a fair number of nebulous but easy to identify calamities from actually happening.
Yeah, I can respect that.
Mm-hmm.
And what's
were you the group that handled the addiction?
Yeah, I think that was us, if I'm
Yeah.
remembering right.
Yeah,
So-
we were looking at that from the other side. See about getting the people off of it, breaking the curse directly on them.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly our specialty. We tried to take care of the distribution side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So what? I gotta ask. So what are those? What are those guns exactly? They I don't know what you think they do, but those things powered up most of our abilities, and I guess from what Good Spirits here tells me, we're pretty magic heavy here.
This one's gonna be auto chiming. Oh, real simple. Pulls out a well, it looks like an insanely complex thing to all of you. Like, there's a crystal of some sort in the middle. There's a lot of whirly mabobs and lights. It's like, so lots of things interplanetally are very destabilized here right now. What this is basically designed to do is pull it out, convert it into pure etheric energy, which is what we've been calling that. And we need to actually send it somewhere. Given all that you were doing and the sensors I was reading, I thought you would be good receptacles for that and actually be able to make use of it.
Oh, neat. You guys identified the fact the veil was weak as well. There's
Yeah,
also then going to be some moments of Cat just distracted by shiny light object.
shiny light object is very pretty. It looks like it's a good toy to bap.
Got it. You got magic
Yep.
guns. I understand.
No, we mostly don't use it as a power source ourselves. We have other things for that are too complex to get into. What we're trying to do is get rid of all the excess mutagenic energy from this, because too much of that in one place has really strange effects on people.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you have any idea? Sorry, you go first.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it, Kitty.
Do you have any idea why the veil's so weak in this area? Like, New World, I haven't been in the New World for that long, but like, the veil isn't this weak anywhere else that I've been to on this since I've got here, and I'm not sure it was this week when I first showed up either.
Was it out of curiosity, Spirits? Was it this week when you first found me?
Maybe it took me a bit before I started noticing it. It's not really what I pay attention to.
This is where Principle of Immortality is going to hurt, because you're like, oh, was it 10 years ago that it became weak? Was it 3 years ago? Ah, shit, I
Yeah,
mostly think in
just the
terms
thing
of
of, like,
centuries.
I don't think it was weak when I first showed up, but like, God, it's such a small time frame that I've been here that it's kind of hard to keep track.
Hmm.
And I know it's going to get quiet for a second there, and then Gamma's going to say, we're currently investigating that. From what I can tell, and some of my colleagues can tell, there are other parts of the country that also are suffering from this, but none as bad as Chicago.
Can I roll intuition to see if there's something that they're obviously not telling us about that, or if they're laying all the cards on the table?
Certainly.
Yeah, I like the idea. I think I'm going to do the same.
I'm going to assume that these are acceptable. May I use principle of order?
I don't think that quite feels right for this one.
Okay, fair enough. I got a 2.
Oh, I succeeded
You did.
with a minor twist. It's a really good roll, actually, for the dice I had.
I will, of course, take the major twist.
Oh, so success with a major twist and just straight success. Oh no, success with a minor twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have a good thing for this because, like, I have alertness, but I don't have a power that would really work with that, and I think Good Spirits is just going to be still in cat form, being held by Iota,
Yep.
not really paying that much attention until like he gets an idea about something.
Should we double down on some powers and qualities? Now looking at like how similar some of our roles are.
You guys made choices. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking about what the twists will be. For your successes,
I have a suggestion for the major twist, but go on and tell us what the success is first.
so the answer is Gamma has been fairly straightforward, though he doesn't talk about certain things. Iota definitely knows more and is not as good a liar as Gamma is about it. But there's been several times where you get the idea that she knows more than he does and just either distracts people with science babble or stops talking and lets him take the lead at a certain point.
Okay.
And so he's saying, like, currently we're investigating that right now. There have been a large number of challenges. For one, some of our designs. Sorry, not business that all of you need to know about.
I mean, I do find it fascinating.
For my own, wait, you find what fascinating?
Well, the science that you're talking about. Clearly, it has something to do with, my book. I'm going to say holding it up, and I'm like, I'm assuming you don't speak Latin.
Both of them shake their heads.
I'm going to assume you shake their heads no and not shake their heads
they
yes.
both shake their heads no.
Yeah.
He goes like, I know enough to translate certain terms, but that's about it.
Going to
You have to study the classics to get into university.
Which classics did you study?
Greek and Latin, most entrance exams require them. But Greek was always more my language.
Are there professors of Latin at universities? Where did you go?
I'm not going to answer that by virtue of secret identity, but yes. They both look at you very confused for a second that you would ask that question.
I'd assume dead languages is not common in most curriculums, Nick. I don't think that's an unreasonable question.
No, but we're far enough in the past that a lot of universities require you to know some Latin to get in.
That actually makes sense.
Really? Is that common knowledge?
Probably not.
Okay, fair enough. I don't think I'm overly educated anyway, so.
I
Um,
don't
Do
think
any of them
any
have you read? Do any of them teach you Ogum?
Sorry, repeat.
Am I pronouncing that right? Ogham. Do any of them teach you Ogum?
There's your puzzle. I'm pretty sure we could find someone who does, but I don't know of anyone that I'm immediately familiar with.
Mm. Shame.
you mean
For those that don't know, that was the ancient Gaelic written script.
Yeah, it's also pronounced Ogum.
Ogum, damn it.
Yeah, they're just gonna say
Yeah.
not off
The
the top of
ancient-
that, but we could ask around for you.
Not really important. Just
So
too few people read it these days.
So, Nick, may I make the suggestion for my major twist, unless Wex would like to do his minor twist first?
I do my minor twist first. I don't know what it's going to be though.
Okay, I could just say what I think the major twist should be.
Do it.
Since it just happened fucking yesterday, and we are now on radar, and we've been in the park for a few minutes in a gazebo talking about shit, and I just bought food. Who's notified City Hall that we're presently here?
Oh, yeah, that's actually a good major twist as you guys probably start noticing the Chicago PD, a car pulling up at the edge of the park.
I was actually going to say, can I remote view, but this is my twist, so I'm assuming I'm not going to notice until they're already here.
What's my minor twist?
Also, Izzy, I'm just gonna say outright, your remote viewing is focused. You do not have passive remote viewing of everyone in the city. You can passive view a location.
Oh yeah, no, I was going to say, can I like this would have been if I didn't roll the twist. I was going to be like, can I do a quick scan between here and the nearest police station to see if there's any cop cars on the way? But I rolled a major twist, so I'm not doing that right now.
Also,
Yeah,
that will take a bunch of attention.
I have something I could roll for noticing that that police are approaching, but I will wait until Nick says for like, hey, roll this to avoid an encounter with police.
I'm gonna say I think that Boogeyman just has dealt with some stuff and is probably dealing with some trust issues. I think your mind twist is just a hinder.
Okay.
Just a hinder max plus min for your like, okay, something sus is going on, and it's triggering your paranoia that may or may not be justified. So like you're just kind of distracted, being like, okay, what the hell is their anger? With I think a -4 based on that number. Because you can tell they're hiding something.
All right. All right. Let me see. Maybe we can. So that's all there is to it, huh?
Eventually, Gamma says up. That's what we're looking into, and of course, trying to deal with all of the various criminal organizations while City Hall does nothing.
Tell me about it. But yeah, no, look, we appreciate you doing some good out there, though. Again, if there's anything else you could share, you know, we're on the same team here, right? So to speak.
Again, from this one, yeah, I was gonna say, of course, I'm not sure how useful some of what we have is. Perhaps your other fellow foundry might be. We could loan you something, but besides that, it's all very difficult to maintain.
Yeah, Foundry's able to handle that type of stuff. You got anything we should have him look at?
He's just well. I suppose if you don't mind, yes. What are the weaknesses your group has that we can create several different things, but without knowing what your needs are? You don't particularly seem that adept at firearms. No offense.
No, none taken. We're not really a gun group, and those weapons were never really my style.
So
Yeah, I haven't really learned much about them. I didn't think they were going to stick around.
You get a little bit of a laugh from that out of Iona. Yeah, it's like, well, he's just gonna write down
The
on
first
paper.
they were the first ones, and you guys haven't gotten much better, but they're just so loud and annoying. I didn't think they'd catch on.
Yeah, but they can do that thing where they kill people.
Yeah, but so can a lot of things.
Yeah, they can do it without a lot of skill or effort, though. Doesn't take a lot to fire a gun.
No. And this is probably the point where everyone but Mr. C and Boogeyman noticed the cops coming. Gabs is like,
Could I roll to
"Tell you
see if I
what,
get early or not, or would that not be doable?
What?
Could I roll something to see if I could find it notice earlier or not really?
Not really. You were getting some good scritches then.
Okay, that's fair.
At this point, Gabs just gonna write down. Here's a number to call if you have something to request. I can't promise to deliver, or rather, I can't promise to deliver immediately. A lot's up in the air. But we should get out of here. Look, points over Boogeyman's shoulder at the like six or a second cop car, and now they're starting to actually come towards the gazebo.
Yeah, I might just like meow off an order at all the animals to run some interference as we get ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if you point that out, I'm like, yeah, I think we've overstayed our welcome. If that's the case, Mr. C, can we get a lift?
Of course. Do you guys need to go somewhere in the city, or do you have your own ride?
Can you drop us off on any rooftop at U Chicago? We drove here, but I'll come back and get the car later.
Oh, where's your car?
I'm not going to get the car while the police are right there.
Oh no, I can drop you off in the car.
It's in sight.
I'm sorry, Nick. I just wanted to like summon a train. Go drop them off in the back seat of their car.
I
And then
know,
go.
but he would not do that while the police are right here watching.
Why would they park so close?
They parked next to the park.
Fine.
Not
yeah.
everyone has the ability to just travel.
I will drop them off at the nearest rooftop. That way their car is still in sight.
Sounds good.
I will ask them if this is sufficient.
Looks good. There's like, yeah, looks good. We'll just wait for them to get distracted by. Yeah, Paul's the first thing to do is. I mean, if you can drop a box of donuts in front of them, that'll probably work.
I'm not a delivery service. Also, question: does Iona try opening the train door as we're zooming around?
Oh, absolutely. She's gonna be like glancing out the window, be like, "So what happens if we open the door?"
Go ahead and find out.
100% is opening the door.
What do they see? Because I'm pretty sure I know what I see.
Is this just like a Willy Wonka hell moment?
I always interpret it as like, think light speed, but you're seeing the cosmos as well, because we're not necessarily traveling from one point to another on Earth.
Yeah, so you don't know what Iota sees because she's using her like goggles for that.
Uh-oh.
She's just like staring at it for a second. The rest of the team, yeah, you kind of see an infinite fractal of stars and lights outside that briefly overwhelms you, and then you're on the rooftop and it's fine.
Oh, that was. I don't think I want to do that again.
I've only been doing this for, well, how long I've been doing this for, and I'm used to it by now.
There's a lot out there, Brass Hat.
And apparently it's All within range, according to this. I'm going to say gesturing to the book.
That is a little too much for me. If I still could, I think I would vomit right now. That was a lot.
You just get from it. Fascinating.
Is she saying that based on what I said?
No, she's completely ignoring you.
That's fair. Yeah. All right. Well, it was a pleasure, both of you. Keep out of trouble with the law and keep doing good.
Gamma's just gonna laugh at that. I'll do one of those things.
Well, it's nice to know that you're going to keep doing good then.
Yep. He's gonna nod. Paul, if you need anything, can't promise it, but we're gonna stay busy too. How should we contact you if anything happens?
I'm going to say, well, you mentioned donuts, right? I'm going to look across the street on the opposite rooftop. I'm going to be like, you see that donut shop right there?
They're gonna nod.
Okay. If you ever need to get into contact with us, if you wait outside there, walk around that telephone booth 3 times at exactly 2:02 sharp, it'll ring. It'll be us.
You're just gonna get a look from everybody like, don't you have a phone?
No.
All right.
That's the third telephone
mean-
booth we need to keep track of now.
If you I can't guarantee it will get to me, but if you try asking the strays, there's a chance one of them will eventually deliver a note.
Yeah, and I got one last one. This is a man, goes by Jitters. If you need to have him deliver anything, just tell him the boogeyman sent you.
And where would we find him?
Oh, he's around. He's one of those criminals that doesn't really do enough to get, like, busted by the law. He's just got a finger in every pie at a really low level.
But both of them are gonna look at each other briefly, sighing, and says, I think we're going to contact whatever Union Foundry's protecting.
Yeah, that'll work too.
Yeah. That is probably the best way of getting in contact.
I like how we all have our own messed up form of contact.
I'm not sure mine even works.
What even is yours? Cats?
Just talk to the strays, let them know. One of them might eventually tell me.
Majestic. All right. This break for a second. I'm gonna make myself some more tea. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Where the hell do I keep track of this?
You write them all down in your character sheet.
Yeah, I'm writing down some.
And try to keep them without, like, an hour distance of each other at least.
I have been, yeah. Like, the red tape is around noon. What did I say was at 1 p.m.?
Can't help you there, is he?
You know, I'm
Yep,
looking
I
through
don't
my
remember.
notes. Did I have it at the bottom of my sheet? Oh, I call it a phone box. Oh, wait, no, I remember who the two are. Red tape, the newspaper.
Well, step 1 is achieved. I will wait for the kettle to ding.
My God.
So after all of that, I'm assuming you guys are going back to the bar.
I guess that sounds
Yep.
as yeah, that sounds smart.
I suppose we should start figuring out our next move too.
Well, about that.
Well, I know we have several leads to follow up on. Also, Nick, what time is it when we get back to the bar?
Let me think here. Probably on the order of not that long, 3. It's getting close to time opening time.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
that's my kettle. I'll be right back.
Mr. Roger McQueen.
So you guys get back to the bar, and there is a message waiting for you.
Oh boy. Who from?
Unsigned.
Okay.
You just basically get to go in. Lonnie's gonna go say, "Hey, message got left for you guys. Don't know who it's from. Not my business to ask." Hands it to the boss man.
Who dropped it off?
Got slid under the door while I was in the bathroom.
All right. I'll open it up.
Very simple. This was from a typewriter, so you have
Alright.
no idea who the hell did it handwriting wise. Clean
Right.
paper. Watch the docks. The Irish are doing something. And then there's a number that looks like is that a boat name? Like I think that's a boat ID or something.
Seems like we got a anonymous tipper here.
Which pier is it telling us to watch, Nick?
It's one of the ones that you got listed before that they were planning to do stuff with.
I know. I want to know which one it is so I can cross-check, because I know which one is for the Mafia and which one's for the mob.
It's the mob. I believe that was Pier 6. I'm trying to remember. I have to check my own notes.
Mob is Pier 5, Mafia is Pier 8.
Pier 5 then.
Yeah. No, I literally have 3 leads in my notes section of just like things for us to follow up on. That was the first one.
Yep.
The other 2 are the hero in outer space, and then getting Foundry hired by the mob.
Yep.
Does it say when? An indication of when?
Nope.
All right. Well, looks like a stakeout then. Though, I wonder. Well, hold up. Actually, wait a minute. I wonder if this could be a setup. The Irish suspect we're here, right?
They came and attacked your bar.
Right. Though they never really got confirmation of our identities.
Yeah.
But they know we have ties here. This could be a trap by them. But still,
Yeah.
if it is legit, I think we at least got to investigate it, even if it is a
Yeah.
trap.
It could be a trap. It could also be the Mafia trying to set us up against the mob.
Hmm.
Not really up to running into certain people, people from back home again, but
Well,
worth a shot.
let's at least do some reconnaissance, right?
Yeah.
We can take a look around quietly. Maybe at least see what's going on. We can act accordingly.
We starting tonight?
No reason not to. I mean, look, me and spirits can do this pretty well. You're not exactly the stealthiest. Do you want us to keep an eye? We'll keep an eye on things, and you keep an eye on us.
I think that would work best.
Yeah. If we need you, I'll give you a signal. Okay.
I'm going to close my eyes and look. If you need me, the best advantage point is I'm going to like list a nearby building that gives you a good overview of where the docks would be. I'm going to say, if you need me, walk to the northwestern corner of the rooftop and just sit there for 2 minutes.
Can do.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm going to assume you guys head off. As you're heading off right before opening time, I'm going to head into the back and switch into my bartender attire. You know, bow tie, vest, roll up the sleeves.
Also, we don't see it happen.
Also, you don't see it happen.
Yep.
Nick, can I make a roll to, like, keep things lively and do good bartending, and then Rocco has to figure out why the fuck, he has more patrons later on in the week?
I think that's really
Absolute-
funny.
That is fantastic. Do it.
Let's see. Can I do Principle of Clockwork, because I know exactly how to run a tight ship when it comes to a bar?
Yes.
Again, like, could I rewrite this principle, please? Because it's like having everything working in sequence versus what it actually does.
Yeah, rewrite it. I like it. It sounds like a good action for Mr. C's first thing, just because we're going to do a quick scouting scene.
Okay, does this work as a rewriting of Principle of Clockwork? Overcome a challenge by using clockwork precision, not procedure. And having everything work in tandem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. I would like to use, I guess, intuition or awareness just to be aware of people. And bartending. It's going to be a shitty roll.
I feel like intuition bartending is the correct thing for that.
Intuition? Bartending? Okay. Can I burn a +4 on this?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or you know what?
Well, +4 ensures at least one success.
Yeah, it does. Okay, boom, boom. Hey, that's a 12.
God damn it.
I'm a fucking good bartender.
Yeah. The bar is gonna be fucking popping next time Rocco comes back to do things.
People are probably taking notice of, like, oh yeah, the one-armed bartender that, throws the drinks up over his head and, like, does the fancy pours.
Yep.
I want to know what Lenny's take is. He's like, I couldn't collect the money fast enough.
Yeah, pretty much. He was like, look, people started throwing money at me and I just started accepting it and sorting it. I didn't even ask for change.
Do I make any tips? Because I did just spend my last 2 weeks' salary buying food.
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
You're
If this
set
ever-
for a bit.
Yeah. I will get into... If you guys ask, I will eventually tell that part of my backstory.
I won't ask though.
Yeah.
He's
Not my
fantastic.
business. I hope it will come up organically at some point, but
Oh no, I know.
There's a lot of things that Tom is not going to think of ever asking.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So Tom and Boogeyman, you have a pier to stake out or investigate. What are you doing?
So I think I am going to be. I have two ideas. One is to see if there's any spirits that are in the area that can be talked to and give us some advice. And the other is to try and talk to any of the stray animals in the area because there's going to be rats and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's also probably going to be stray cats in the area as well.
I mean, I want to scout around. I'm specifically looking to see if there's like a trap set up before I kind of look for anything else.
Sounds like
So
two
would
over
my
Tom.
thing potentially be could boost Wex's because I'm getting the I'll go with the animal control the animal one of getting the input from the animals in the area,
So that sounds like a pretty good boost to me.
which will then use this. Animal control. I don't suppose I can use criminal underworld for this, can I? Because it is
Not.
it is related to like, okay, what sketchy things are going on here.
I thought you used Criminal Underworld for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then that makes the roll better if I can do that. 5 is a +2 and 7 would be a +3. Is that correct?
Yes, that's
Or do I
right.
have that wrong?
Eight's a +3.
It's a +3, so you just get a +2.
Well, I can give you a +2 persistent. Okay, yeah. So it will be if 5 and 7 are the same, then it will be a +2 persistent.
Okay,
So you'll get that for the rest of the investigation.
cool. I'll burn one of my own hero points because I still have that hinder on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just use that to cancel this out. And like I said, I'm looking around like for traps. Can I use Principle of the Underworld because I'm trying to like figure out what the mob is doing and if the mob set a trap?
Absolutely.
Okay. We're gonna stealth around,
Mm-hmm.
being sneaky. We're in green.
Yep, you're in green.
All right. Principle of the Underworld. That is good. That is an 8. That is a success.
Yep. So the big thing you notice is it doesn't feel like there's a trap set, but it feels like they have a lot of guys around to be ready. Like this is an important thing coming in today.
Okay, so they are expecting trouble potentially.
Yep.
So like what's kind of their like setup? They've just got like guards stationed everywhere. Are they doing check-ins and stuff?
Right now, it's still early. It's just a lot of guys, like more guys than want to be here.
Can I listen in to see if I can catch any like conversation about what's coming in and when?
I think that'll be next time.
Okay, fair enough.
Right now, it's mostly just you're scouting out, looking at us like it's still during the day. They don't really have that many people on lookout, but you have a lot of people around.
All right, so it is getting close to night.
Yeah. I think with that, we move to yellow.
You just want me to go next?
I mean, yeah, be the awesome bartender you can be.
I mean, I will continue to be the awesome bartender I am. Doing some tricks, and then I will occasionally just like close my eyes to do a check-in with you guys. And when I notice nothing is amiss, I will continue doing bartender tricks. And as I'm doing this, Nick, one-handed spinning around, getting back into my vibe. I'm also kind of limbering up in the event that I do need to be called in. I would like to boost myself as I'm, stretching and, moving the bar and still, putting on a show, talking to people, making connections, but also just like, physically preparing myself if I need to get called out at a moment's notice.
Yep.
I don't know what to roll for that. I'm going to
I
guess
think boost yourself, I think, is the
Oh,
answer.
Oh no, I know that. I'm just like I don't know what dice.
Let me go take a look at your sheet.
I'm going to assume agility and maybe bartending again.
No, I think remote viewing because you're watching being ready.
Okay. And
I think this is
bartender?
remote viewing and insight, or either insight or alertness, because you're basically sitting there watching, being ready to do something.
It feels like alertness.
Yeah, and we're in
Yeah,
yellow.
it's alertness.
Okay. I will take a +2.
So, yep. Wow. Yep.
It really wanted me to have a +2.
It really did.
Actually, ah, could I slightly retcon that boost?
To what?
It, fluff-wise, I would have liked to use on the right track. It's this exact same role, but I would also like to boost Letty to like give him some tips on how to like manage a little bit better to keep up with the pace.
I like it.
And
Sounds
anybody
good.
else who's helping out at the bar, because I need to also coordinate my workspace. So everybody at the bar is getting a +2, including myself.
Mm-hmm.
Does
Yep.
fuck all nothing mechanically, but
Mm-hmm.
I will take this
Yep.
+2. Okay, that is my turn.
Sounds good. Bohemian are good spirits. Who wants to go next?
I'm thinking of what would be the next step. Because, like,
You can do the other half of what you were asking about.
yeah, which would be going for summoning a spirit to talk to you about this.
Mm-hmm.
Which that would probably be, would that be basic overcome, or would that be actually summon a spirit with minion making and then rolling with that next turn?
I think this would be a basic overcome because you're not trying to summon one to do something. You're just trying to find one that has information, right?
Yeah. And yeah, I don't think I can get immortality or chaos for this, so I think that's just a basic overcome.
Mm-hmm.
So this may or may not work. Yeah, that's just gonna fail.
Yep. I think the answer is you cannot find any spirit that really knows what's going on.
Yeah, nothing lingering that is strong enough to actually have an impression of things.
Yep. All right, Boogeyman, what's up?
I want to try to listen in,
Sounds good.
see if I can get an idea. I'm gonna do kind of the same role,
Mm-hmm.
but for I'm gonna use criminal underworld again.
Okay.
We're in yellow, right?
Yeah, you're in yellow.
And I've got my +2 boost from Sean. Okay, that'll bump up to a 9. That's also a success. I'm good at scouting.
You are good at scouting. Like, you're very good at scouting.
I could be better if I had principle of stealth, but I only can have 2 principles.
Yep. So the big thing you get from listening into the random grunts as time ticks forward is a bunch of you know that something important's going on. Like, they know this shipment's important. They know that this is supposed to be what's going to give them something to actually hit the Italians hard. They also know that, as they all say, like, the Banshee's breathing down their necks about not fucking it up.
Great.
They didn't say, like, she's planning to be here for the actual handoff.
Oh, great.
But as of right now, no, it's just random guys who are standing around kind of drinking a little bit, complaining.
I mean,
It's toward the end of the workday. The actual thing's coming in at night.
So it'll be here this evening?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Not evening, this night.
Night.
Yep.
So it's going to be late.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Well, that's that action.
Yep. And I think we're gonna go pass into evening now as red begins. To unrotate the boogeyman because I accidentally clicked the wrong thing.
I mean, I got an idea for this action. And actually,
You want to take it first?
kind of. I actually want to talk to Tom about this because I think he's going to be better at setting this up than I will. Want to set up some traps?
You know, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Look, things are probably gonna get a little crazy. So let's set the environment up to make it our playground. You know.
Yeah, no, I am all for that.
And I feel like you're the better one to do this, especially with chaos principle. So I think I'm gonna boost
Yep.
you.
Yep.
So I'm gonna use stealth and invisibility again. I know, same thing, because I'm gonna go around and try to secretly plant anything that you need me to. So I'm gonna boost you. Okay.
Okay.
That will be a +2.
Okay.
+2 to setting up the area for traps, or however you want to do it.
Yeah. I think with this, it is going to be the case of, while I could be doing with this with animals, I think I am instead going to be basically creating a lot of minor curses, like general bad luck, clumsiness, etc., and having those be kind of spread out to trigger various places so that people will trip, fall, bane into things, etc.
Yeah, and I'll use the boost to represent me like placing marks or signs where you tell me to.
Yeah, marks or signs or small objects that I put together with magic.
Because I'll get him in.
Um,
I'll help get him in position.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure if I can use otherworldly mythos for this, or if it would be better to either use creativity or keishi.
I feel like creativity is probably the right one.
Yeah, worst die, but okay, that will be with the +2 and 8.
That's a success.
Yep.
Okay. I think what we're gonna do for this is actually give you a. This is a reflexive attack you get to use sometime during the next scene.
All right.
Like you can
Okay.
just declare an attack 8 during the next scene at some time. On Good Spirit's turn, but
So you get a free contact for this session, effectively.
yep.
That already has the die rolled.
Yep.
Okay. Single target or
Um I think it's either gonna be single target or I think single target. Like it's someone stumbling into something nasty.
okay.
Mr. C?
Well, George is going to again close my eyes, keep an eye. Notice they don't need me yet. I, this round I would like to chat up some of the clientele. Um, especially people who I may have noticed, have been in the bar in the past, who are, relatively frequent customers. Like as they're leaving, I'm walking in, or vice versa.
Yep.
Um, and just hear their stories and, see if there's anything going on in the city. Are people talking about things that would be of interest to our group, effectively? Like, because I'm assuming a lot of the people that are coming to the bar are somewhat downtrodden. Is there anything going on that, like, we would not otherwise hear about?
Ooh, I like it. Yeah, give me a roll.
Okay, overcome, again, using bartending, and where the hell are my things? I'm gonna guess intuition for this, or awareness. What do you want me to roll? Like, I'm not milking information, but
think
I'm making it comfortable.
awareness.
Okay, they're both D10s, so it does not matter. And again, can I use principle of order on this? Because it's a nice, safe environment, and I'm keeping everything organized, and I have that trusting face that people feel like they can talk to me and share their problems, and in a way, I'm not only keeping things organized for the bar, but I'm also trying to organize things for the group.
Yeah, I think that sounds fun. Go for it.
Give me all the goddamn plot hooks. That would be a 9. That is a complete success.
Ooh.
Like, I don't want to keep burning bonuses for bartending. I feel like I should be, though.
Yep. Let me think. Okay. Okay. Yeah, just like, okay, what thing does Mr. C get from being a really good bartender?
Wex, real quick, your bar's the last rites, correct? Or
Yep,
plural?
that's the bar.
Yeah, I was gonna plural or singular, but plural makes sense.
So a thing that Mr. C gets. This actually is like people are talking about not necessarily anything around the city, but like weird stuff that they were coming to the bar. Like they've seen some weird characters. A bunch of them keep talking about a guy wearing a cloak wandering around nearby.
You don't say. What kind of a cloak? Like, is he just like, a homeless guy, or is he like, one of
Oh
them?
no, like he looks way too rich to be a homeless guy, but like who fucking wears a cloak, man?
Is he like a king or something? I'm gonna say as I like, I'm cleaning out a glass, listening to them.
Man, look, I don't know. All I know is like Bob over there, he went out to try and talk to the guy, and the guy just stared him down, and Bob walked away. I don't know what he's up to, but I don't know. Seems like bad news.
Okay. A guy with a cloak.
Mm-hmm.
And you ran into him on your way to the bar this evening?
Mm-hmm.
How long have they
he's
been
just
here?
like around for the past week.
Okay. Nick, about what time did this client sit down? Have they been here for a while, or?
Like half an hour.
Okay, I know what I'm doing on my next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Or was I the last person to go for this round
You
of
were the
red?
last one. Who want? It's now time for all you guys to close out.
Um, do you guys mind if am I allowed to go again, even because we're not in combat time, or
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
you guys mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to close my eyes using remote viewing after having this conversation, and I don't know if this would count as a boost, because I would like to give a quick scan of the area to see if I can find this guy, and prepare myself if I need to if he's going to be causing trouble.
Roll to see if you can find him. I think.
Remote viewing plus alertness, or
Yep.
problem? 4. Minor twist.
Minor twist, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Fun.
so. Answer is you have to look far more than you thought you did. You're like, oh, he's not around here. Who the fuck is this guy? There can't be that many guys wearing cloaks in the city, right?
Yeah, that's like I'm assuming it's like an upscale cloak from how they describe it.
Yeah. And eventually you do finally he's kind of near the pier, but not actually there. I think you wind up hindering yourself with Max plus Min, like searching for this guy, being like, "Where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is he?" And then Mr. C is gonna show up a little late and haggard to what's after this.
Okay.
It's a -3 hinder from exhausting yourself before something happens.
Okay. Shit. Okay, there we go. All right. But I do know that there is a guy.
Yeah, you found him. It's a real impressive looking cloak.
Oh, okay. Would I have any knowledge of who this guy is?
No,
Okay, I've never seen him before. Okay, that's all I need to know.
never seen this guy before.
I'm going to keep a pin on him. Like, just like every couple of minutes, close my eyes, see if he's moved, and check up on the team.
Mm-hmm.
That's my turn.
Sounds good.
Rocco, Tom.
Are we basically at this point just preparing for charging in?
Probably because this is sort of the point where eventually you're going to notice a banshee / siren, depending on who you ask, show up.
Okay, so I'm gonna hate to be this guy. Can we cut at the start of the fight? It has been a long week. I'm actually physically passing out right now.
Yeah, we can do that.
Like I'm cool going up to the edge of the fight, but it might be a good time to call it then.
No, I'd agree.
That seems reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, definitely getting in position when I think things are going to start ramping up to get Mr. C here. Bringing, hopefully, potentially retcon, bringing Foundry in as well.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
And I'll fill him in on what we know, and we will wait to see what arrives.
Sounds
If
good.
I'm allowed to prep spirits, I'm going to. But I'm not sure if you'd allow me to roll what I do in red for getting minions.
No, so I'm not gonna let you guys basically use ability like the big red abilities to prep things for this. If you want to use a combat thing, it's mostly just gonna be you get an extra green action. Is how I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that work. Is I will give you guys an extra green action prior to a fight happening, but not your reds from the prep scene. Like the prep scene is meant mostly for boosts, overcomes, and making cool things.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I think I might then be doing some stuff of like, okay, the Veil is weak in the area. We were talking to the other group before, and how they were kind of pulling in the excess energy caused by the Veil being weak. And I'm going to see if I can do something related to that to kind of call on my info of like, okay, how do I summon? There weren't really strong spirits in the area. I'm going to try and set things up for getting a strong one.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a question. Are there any civilians around for this?
No.
Good. Because we can focus on fight then.
Yep.
I guess I'll just try to boost myself as well since we're in the final action, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna do a general like summoning up my chains and stuff.
Or Actually, instead of just kind of boost to self, I wouldn't be able to do anything to try and kind of like set up in the magic of the magic in the area for being better for us but worse for them.
Oh, like tipping the environment in our favor.
Yeah, just kind of with the things of we've seen in various areas where because the veil is weak, the magic kind of in environmental magic has been bizarre, and just kind of want to try to tip that to being more beneficial to us than it is to them. Is that something that could do or not really?
I'm gonna go with yes, but there will be consequences for it.
Okay, can I use Principle of Immortality for it?
No, this is Principle of Chaos.
Okay,
I was gonna say.
yeah, that's fair. So this one I believe I can use Otherworldly Mythos on.
100%.
I'm going to take 2 of the hero points I haven't spent this session thus far, representing the calling back to the discussion earlier.
Yep.
I am in red, which does mean
It's a good thing you did, because that bumps it to 8.
Yep.
I also get to re-roll that too.
Mhm.
Which this is going to be an 8, which is just a success.
That's success, at least without any twists.
Yep.
Mhm.
And like I said, I will. I'm just gonna do a quick roll to boost myself. Get into scary chain fight mode. Wow, that's not bad. +2.
Yep. Just log that down somewhere, and
I'm just gonna
I
put it in
will. I will
Come on.
take the chaos in mind for the environment.
Yeah.
All right. Do we at least get to see what's delivered before we cut?
So, the thing that comes in that you see delivered. So, Siren's here. The dog is here.
Ah, fuck, the
Sniffing-
dog's here.
Sniffing things out.
Then he knows we're here then.
Oh no, he's sniffing the boat right now.
We can't deal with the dog though. That's a problem.
Well, we might be able to do better this time. We've prepped.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the first prep is we take Siren out this time. Before we
So
worry
the
about
thing
the
is,
dog.
look, a bunch of stuff gets delivered, but the two of them fixate on a very old-looking chest. They go in, they rummage through. There's some stuff in there, but the thing that actually matters is that Siren pulls out a couple of coins. And you just hear the dog go, sniff them a couple of times, like, those are the ones.
Does that look familiar to the coin I have?
Pretty similar.
Uh-oh.
This is where we cut.
Okay. That's fair. We'll make hard decisions next time.
Yep.
I mean, hard decisions for some people. For me, I might lean more into freewheeling chaos.
I can see that. I feel like I want to play a little game of shadows this time.
Mm-hmm.
I think the direct approach is bad in this case.
Are you going to actually summon me? Is the question.
I've already summoned you.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
How in the green was the bar at closing time, Nick?
You made so much fucking money.
Okay. I'm happy with this.
And goodbye, recording. We'll see you next time.
I'm sorry. I'm